but that's a capacitor. Yeah. To put some charge into it, we need a power supply. Yeah, so if I just turn on.
So this is one of the early videos I was involved in filming. I wasn't directing, I wasn't doing any camera work at this point. My job was to go in and talk to the teacher with a consultant to discuss, well, what are you going to be planning on doing? So what the teacher was trying to do here was he wanted to promote discussion by just showing a simple capacitor and what happens when you charge the capacitor, then run it through a bulb. It was a way of actually just finding out, did the students really understand what a capacitor was?
Things you're going to think about. First of all, how does charge flow from the power supply to the capacitor? Second thing, how does charge flow from the capacitor to the bulb? 5 or 10 minutes.
I actually really like this lesson, and it's still one of my favourites because I just loved the opening discussion between those three students. It was one of the first ones we filmed for the project, and this was the standard unit, improving teaching and learning in science, and I was the media producer, so I was overviewing the development of the resource. You know, what was going to go into the box, as it were. So you end up with CD-ROMs, DVD-ROMs, booklets, leaflets, VHS tapes, whatever it might be. But also I was looking at, you know, the content, what was going to go into those different elements. Part of that was actually going into schools and colleges to film teachers who were involved in the actual project that I was involved in. We were looking at 3 particular areas in relation to improving teaching and learning in science. First was we were going to be looking at planning for variety. So that's called, you know, what we're looking at is the idea of creating opportunities for learning. Then there was promoting discussion. So giving students the opportunity to discuss scientific phenomena, things like that. And then the other thing was gaining from technology, which is essentially, well, back then it was things like interactive whiteboards and PowerPoints. Not really exciting, but that was the kind of thing that was going on back in the day. So when I was going in to talk to teachers about the project, I was thinking in terms of those 3 key areas of the project. Because what we needed to do was to create a suite of videos that would go into those 3 elements, essentially. I'm not telling him how to do his job. What my job is to say, look, this is what we need as the production company. This is what we need to do in order to fulfill our job of trying to get the right videos to go onto the resource. Now, what was important here was that the teacher was trying to promote discussion, because this has been one of the things about teaching science and many subjects is you teach something, do they actually understand what it is you've taught them? And that's the idea of what discussion does, is that hopefully brings that kind of thing out. When we go into filming, by having that conversation with the teacher, we know what to expect. We know how the lesson's going to start. We know what the activity or the activities are going to be. And we can kind of be ready for it. Now, obviously, in the world of the classroom, you can't always be guaranteed you know what's going to happen. But the idea being is that at least we know we can get the cameras in the right place. We can kind of get our heads around what it is we need to do. And then hopefully we're going to get some good footage. You know, there's no guarantee of that, but that's what we're hoping for. And that's only going to come from planning. When making these videos for YouTube, I have to be cautious about what I can show with regards to the work that I've been involved in. I want to show you as much as I can do, but understandably, there may be, I have to be cautious about things, especially when we're dealing with children. The idea is that by introducing you to some of these themes that I'm discussing, you can go and find out more from my website, and I've put a link in the description below. So if you do want to find out more, by all means, go over to there. I will say thank you very much for watching. I hope that the video has been of help to you, and I'll see you in the next video.